thing about the links is you can expand them, and then you can zoom in. So take your zoom fingers, do your zoomy fingers. And we are standing, you can find where we're standing. You're on the corner. We're right here. Yep.
Wow, Gay Street was lively then.
I know. There's a streetcar. You can see the courthouse in the background.
So there was a building there.
Yeah, there was a building. There was a whole row of buildings here. You can see the courthouse. You can see that small building that was on the corner last week when we were on Main. The tire building, Tinsley Tire. And then what you see on that corner, and Rebecca, there's an East Tennessee music place inside the shop. But I want y'all to notice the Cumberland Hotel. And look above, free garage. That's kind of the theme today, is hotels and, oh yeah, right?
They're not free no more.
No.
You're looking at the Cumberland Hotel.
So the Cumberland Hotel was literally right there?
Yeah.
Cumberland Hotel, which would be.
Yeah, that's where the
Cumberland Hotel was right there. Yep.
Yeah, it's not the same perspective picture.
I would like to have been on that.
Oh yeah. He's looking at the.
I'm looking at the
balcony.
The little balcony.
It's a little rickety.
It don't matter. I still like to be on it.
Fire escape.
Over to the right of it. And look at the streetcar tracks are out here.
Oh yeah.
Is it just me? But this looks it looks much more. Oh, never mind.
It does. It looks like it's coming.
Knoxville's finest. Oh, May 29th, Beatles versus the Stones.
Right over here because I want you guys to look at this.
I bet they didn't have license plate readers in use back then either. What year was that picture? Do we know?
That picture I showed you, it looked like the 30s.
Okay.
Okay, so look at that.
Okay,
Yep.
so this is where the Jake building is.
Yeah.
So that's what Jake replaced?
Strand.
The Strand is that way, I think.
I think it was too.
This is
I've never seen a picture of it.
Staub's Theater.
Right. But
Strand. I'm trying to think.
My dad said he used to go every Saturday morning to watch. He'd get on the streetcar and he would watch little cowboy movies and stuff.
Yeah.
But he said it was at the Strand, and I've never seen a picture of it.
Right. So that's Staub's Theater in the 60s, and it was a parking lot, and then they built. So 1870s, I think, is this? 1870. There's a plaque. See the plaque right there? We'll read the plaque when we come back.
It says 19.
That's probably
original
the
date
picture.
yeah.
So there's a plaque right there, and I think it says it was built in the 1870s. See the plaque? We'll see that on the. We'll go take a look at it on the way back.
Interesting.
Yeah, 1872, I think. The Bijou is 1909, but it was an addition to the Lamar House Hotel.
Right.
And the Lamar House was built in 1817, but it was modified in 1850.
I hear there's ghosts up on the 4th floor.
Yeah.
Martha tells me she's never going up on the 4th floor, the lady that owns the bistro.
Haunted tours and stuff up there.
Here you go, Rebecca. Welcome to Knoxville.
So back here, in these sections early are livery stables, big livery stables. Remember, Prior Brown also livery stables.
They had
like you've got hotels, and then And this was, I think it was the Cumberland Hotel, but before that it was, I'll think of it in a minute, a different hotel name.
I love this book.
But this is like, you've got to have parking,
Mm-hmm.
right? For your horses.
So it was
And later
behind.
for
So it was
your
behind the
cars.
hotels.
Okay.
This is so cool. I've never gotten this good of a view of this building.
They're
I
not.
guess if there could be something good about losing Prior Brown, it would be being able to see that.
Yeah, but it's going to get covered up eventually again,
I
right?
know. I might as well take
It's
a
kind of
photo,
sad, right?
Take a picture while you can.
Take a picture while I can. That's right.
Pictures will last forever. Of course, I don't know how fast they're going to build that building.
So this is kind of standing right here. I'm going to send you, there's that. And so what you're looking at, I'm going to send you another one.
This looks like over.
That's the Virginia Apartments.
This is so interesting, but it's so depressing.
And that's what I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of it. Okay, I'm going to send you, this is the same view, but it's my favorite because speaking of horses, this is my favorite picture ever in the McClung collection because it's a parallel park.
I was going to
horse.
say parallel.
Yeah.
That's funny.
See him?
Yep.
You did a great
What if he
job.
lined up at the doors and back?
That's funny.
Right, so the Virginia, it's really sort of like right here.
And it looks very similar to a lot of the other ones, some of the ones that are still here.
Yeah, so it's really,
Wow,
we're a little
that is
further down
sad.
because Market Square, like the Virginia would be right here.
Mm-hmm.
And all of
That's
this
all
would be
that,
great.
right?
That is sort of that corner right there, and so the Virginia house is right here.
Which would have been
The Virginia.
Yeah, the Virginia apartments are these. So we're looking right at Virginia apartments, and then that structure I think is there. We can walk that way. I hear everybody's phones going off.
Ding, ding. That's cool because with the text, if I wanted to put some of the pictures in the blog story, I can.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
You can just lift them right off.
Right. Yep.
So here's a little mystery. So this one is the T and Michael's house, right? Look back at the previous picture. We're doing a little mystery.
Horrible, but it's funny.
A little mystery. So see this house? See, there's Virginia.
Right.
And then the horse is like right in here somewhere. And then that house, right? And then look at the picture I just sent you.
Is this the one you just sent, or did
Yeah,
you send another?
yeah. So is that the same house? Because this is labeled 410 West Cumberland, which would put it like somewhere in here. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm a little confused because it looks like it's on a, maybe that's a driveway, but I'm a little confused because the park house is right there.
Oh.
And I don't think that's the park house. So it
I just
probably,
realized something.
Could they have
Is
taken
this
it
a
down?
separate building? It looks like this is a separate building from this.
yeah. Yeah.
See, it looks different. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't notice that in the first time I looked
Yeah.
at it.
But this, I don't think this house is, I think this house is like right in here somewhere. And then there's another house and you can't see the park house.
It almost looks like these are the same.
They are.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think, I think it's that and then the park, there's another house in here. And then, so just like this, it's a, there's plenty to the block.
So this one. Well, I know, but see, that's not next door. This is next door, so it might be right more over here. Because there's this
Yeah, I think that house is like right in here.
in between these two.
Yeah. And then I'm going to send you this one. This is the park house. In James Park, we went to, Rebecca and Joan and I went to John Sevier. Out,
Oh, yeah.
The John Sevier, Marble
Springs.
Springs.
Yeah.
And the docent there, I was asking him if they talk about this, but actually the foundation and part of this James Park house was built by John Sevier and he abandoned it. And so remember I asked the docent that?
Yeah.
And anyway, I highly recommend go to Marble Springs. And what was the docent's name?
Kyle.
Kyle. Ask for Kyle. And ask him to tell you the story. I can't even remember what he said, but
He was going to give us like a whole in-depth story. But see, this, Jim, is definitely that house. If we walk a little further, you can see it from that view.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go look at it from that view.
Because the sun. gave us
Right,
the tour.
right.
So, in James Park, he came from Ireland. He was the mayor, and I think around 1818, and then he had a second term after that, I think 1824. There was a gap in between his.
I mean, it's a great house.
That's that angle.
It's a great house, but it makes you just think, how did this one survive and these other really palatial ones not, you know?
Well, here's yeah, and here is a here's the second one. The first one is said to be Blunt Mansion. But since we haven't done Locust Street, there's your hint. What's the other house? What's the other house that's still downtown?
James White?
The
That's a fort. That's not a house.
beside the
thingy?
Y, the
Oh, yeah, where the American Legion or
Yeah.
Masons or what?
Lodge.
Masonic
thank you,
Lodge.
the Mason Lodge. I couldn't think of it.
Okay, so this block, your next picture is, we're kind of looking over there. I think we were back where we were is more accurate, but you can see the medical arts building in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right here. Is that a orange building? Is that one up there? So we're at that corner. Yes.
And the second picture is an earlier view of that with the Lyceum building and art museum. So that was an art. Yeah, that house.
So this is still this corner, right? This right here is still this
Yes,
corner.
that's that corner. But I sent you two pictures of that, and one of them has the Lyceum on that lot, which is like an art. It's a school and art museum.
When did it come down?
Well, in 1931 they built this post office, and the picture with everything torn down is dated 1932. So I'd say
So they took this picture after it got torn down then. Because it says 31 on it.
yeah, the picture does. Yeah. So I would say for this building, which we decided yesterday was, or not, or last Sunday was 31 or 32.
Yes.
Okay, this next one I really like. This one's pretty cool. So this one is back down the road, but it's looking east. And those, if you blow it up, there's like apartment buildings.
Look at the gas in the phone booth.
Yeah, look at the gas cost.
I know. 20
Gosh.
cents a gallon. Rock. So there's
I do remember when gas was less than $1 a gallon.
So this right here, you can kind of see what was in this block, and it's those apartment buildings like you like down on Ryan's Road.
That's
Or
not
Ryan's
gas,
Road,
that's
but-
parking.
Oh, it's parking. It's not gas, it's parking.
Oh, park
Oh.
25 cents, 40 cents.
Yeah, all day for $1.10.
But do you see this? Like those apartments
Yeah.
down by the
So-
where the restaurant
But
is.
this is this?
Yeah, that's that.
So we're looking at it from,
This coming this way.
Yeah, down there, I think you're looking east.
is there another, like, is this door around the corner?
I think so. Go look. And,
Yeah, there's another one.
Right there it says established 1844 on the sign.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing about Cumberland is it's like got some of the oldest buildings. Right? We haven't seen a whole lot that's
Right.
still left that's as old as this.
Right.
And the Bijou and
Mhm.
Park House.
So what is this building here?
The Park House. That's the James Park House. That's what we were.
But it's
It's
actually a
it's
railroad
it's,
office.
it's,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a railroad. It's a railroad office now.
That's what I was asking is what is it?
Right.
Those apartments like I like would be right there.
Yeah, on this corner. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
They just should be
Before the-
ashamed of themselves for tearing down all my favorite stuff.
Before the feds bought it.
I know. And here's just some images of the Episcopal Church. Brian was explaining that it says it's established. Where did you see that?
1844 on the sign.
Yeah, but it was actually here. It was before that. Maybe not this building.
Mm.
This iteration. There's some another picture.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. This says before it was torn down in 1891.
Isn't it an old building?
Yeah, it's not exactly the same picture. But
Yeah.
It's not the same one.
It may be that it was replaced with this Richardson
Yeah.
Romanesque.
Hmm.
And all this space. So where is the ground?
608 West Cumberland.
Yep. So it's down there on that corner. See where Court Square is?
Yep.
That is the Brownlow's house. And remember we talked about Brownlow, important real estate agents from the
We have one there.
early 20th century. No, we have a Brownlow sign. We do. Right. And so there was that family right behind where the medical arts building is.
And I'm assuming they're the reason that school behind Channel 6 was named Brownlow School.
Yeah, that family. Yeah, I mean it starts. That was a long history.
Right.
of families. But okay, for extra points, what style is this? What style?
Munsters.
Masonry.
Nope. It's one you haven't seen, and we don't have any of them left. That's called Second Empire.
Second Empire.
Because of mansard roof.
Mm.
That's a mansard roof.
What-
Well, a mansard roof has more curves, but it's,
Did we have these back then?
yes. What?
Did we have these back then?
Did not have these. You had horses back then.
These are the
These are
21st
the-
century horses,
Horses of today.
and they're called birds.
So you know the current presidential administration has got this building right here up on the block to be sold. This one, yeah.
This is where I came about my name. That's her name.
You came and got your what?
Name change.
Oh, really?
When I got married.
That's cool. We don't need to talk about that on video.
Oh, yeah.
Felica.
I really think it's an ugly building. I bet we didn't have any camera enforcements either.
Brian, what's the last 4 numbers of your phone?
1108.
It says it just like that.
Yeah, it's really.
That's the one person. What's Brian's last name?
Right there.
Down here in this area, there's a couple things with, we've seen some of the older structures, like we have the Episcopal Church and the Bijou and all that, like in James Park, like we aren't used to seeing this many old structures. But beyond here, there was the Lyceum. This stayed really residential for a long time. So I just sent you a picture of a house that was on the corner of Henley.
Yeah. In Cumberland.
In Cumberland, right? So houses got torn down to
Huge
make
house.
this stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
so I
a
wanted to
huge
give
house.
you an idea. So we'll go across and then we're going to revisit that intersection where the horses were. Or where the horse was.
Well, no. It used to be the post office. Now there's a post office in the corner of it, but then the rest of it's a federal building.
Yeah. Where most of the judges, federal judges are.
Okay. So we are walking back towards
The first
towards
photo.
the Mary Boyce Temple residence. And it was on the corner of Market and Cumberland. Right? But what do you remember from West Hill Avenue?
I didn't know there was going to be a test.
There's always a test. What do we remember about Mary Boyce Temple?
I wasn't here for Hill
from
Avenue.
West Hill Avenue.
I have an excused absence.
I do not remember.
So the house right there on Henley Street is where she moved to when she moved from here.
Oh.
Right, so Mary Boyce Temple lived 2 places downtown.
Recently.
In the red house
Two
that's on the
blocks
corner
away, yeah.
of Henley. And then here,
She moved closer into town? Or did the
she
other way
moved
around?
further out of town.
Okay.
Right,
But not very far.
but not very far, like 2 blocks. So she was on the corner of Market down here where the parking lot is.
Okay. So that's
We're gonna walk.
1922.
It'd be nice if you could see the stained glass on the outside, wouldn't it?
It would be.
No.
Around.
Oh, that's nice. Those are pretty. Yep.
But back when this was Whittle, was it completely full?
There was a little bit down on this end, on the bottom floor that they used for storage. There wasn't much people.
Right.
But I started out in the main lobby when we moved over here. It was the main reception for the whole building.
Oh, wow.
And then when a job opening came open, I went to a couple different places.
Right.
And then I went to, I was an executive assistant over on the corner where we went last week up on the second floor.
Danielle,
But
lean on my
the
ass.
cafeteria was all the way down in 5th end, opposite corner. And we did a lot of walking, but it was inside.
Yeah.
And of course, we could pull in here.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, these black things were added after.
Oh, that's part of the federal. I'm sure that was after 9/11.
Okay. So this is, remember I showed you the Mary Boyce Temple house?
Yep.
So what replaced it, livery stable, Mary Boyce Temple house, what replaced it was J.C. Mann Motor Company. So remember the theme, like where you start with the livery and then you have, it gets replaced by cars? The progression of time, yeah. You can see
There's a mini parking lot over there. I don't know about that. I would imagine. So is this Friar Brown? Is this a Friar Brown?
that's the man.
right, but is it eventually?
No.
Where's Friar Brown?
Over there. Friar Brown is
Behind it?
over there.
Oh, okay. Now this looks like, is this just an optical illusion or is that like a curved road?
I think it's just a...
Bless you. Gracious. So that even made me feel better. New Ford V8 cars.
Wow.
So when we looked at the color picture with the parking, when this was a parking lot here, that house was there before the buildings you like, before the one of buildings you like. So my point was back there is that, see, this street back here on this side was really residential, and that's just another example of the house.
Okay. Great picture.
I know,
Very
it's a
clear.
good picture of a house.
I like it. All these pictures say Thompson Brothers. Is that like the Thompson photo?
Yeah.
Yep. They're about the only ones that did photos, weren't they? For a long time.
Yeah, well, there was the guy who owned 703 Luttrell Street. He lived there, and there's all those pictures. I had that house listed. And
Yeah.
he, there was photographers, but there were other photographers, but
Yeah.
I love this. I love that, like, the way this, there's always a bus, like, when people come
Tour,
right
yeah,
here,
the groups,
the
yeah.
buses go right here.
Right.
And, like, I'm always like, you could just stand out here and see them go in and
Oh,
out
yeah,
of
no.
their bus. Have you done that before?
Well, one of them walked to pick up pizzas for the dancers, and some of the people who were here early recognized him.
Oh.
So, I mean, yeah, they just come and go.
This is very old school.
It's
This-
very old school, yeah, isn't it?
This is the folk. Supposedly, they're the best folk rock band in America.
Yeah.
What are they called?
I had to copy it off the marquee.
I just think that's, this is just a cool theme.
SCYTHIAN. Scythian is Scythian is probably more like it, I would imagine, but
I bet there's pictures of this scene. I mean, can't you just imagine like people out here waiting?
what's funny is they get off on that side, but the map tells them to go up the stairs. So really the door should be over here, but that's okay. They're part of Merle Fest.
I could get an autograph back here. Just about hanging out here.
Yeah, you can know where they go. Oh shoot, that's from Montana.
A long drive. Where's Ronnie?
He texted and said he couldn't come.
Well, yeah, I messaged him this morning. I said, see you, local lore. I don't know if he responded back or not.
I want him to get a pop-up local or a what?
Pop up local law at Fulton High School.
Oh yeah, summer.
Yeah, we need Ronnie in on that.
Yeah. So we're gonna walk over here and see Mary Staub.
So the Cumberland Hotel.
Which is, remember there.
Yeah.
So this one is
If you're going and staying, then
Yeah,
Staub's?
that corner.
Yeah.
Here it is. Built on the spot by Peter Staub, native of Switzerland. 1872. 1872.
It rivaled theaters of New Orleans and Richmond. Hey, didn't Adolfo Oaks? Oh yeah. Yeah, the publisher of the New York Times. Huh.
What? Oh, don't forget. I'm sure you're on camera.
What are we doing?
He's missing.
No, I say if you have something that controls your 5G tower, why would you not put a padlock on the bottom so that some random person can't come along and
Sure.
level?
I'm sure there's cameras on us right now.
Well, that's what I was saying. Because he started to reach up there, and I'm like,
Yeah, use my shirt.
Yeah.
One that has my name on
We're
it.
gonna do a recipe for outsmarting stupid.
So there, that's what's missing there.
Yeah.
With my luck, yes.
Right there.
Wow.
And you can see all the way down there, the campus is there.
Yeah.
So it's the whole block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you sure can.
He was caught with the gun in his hand, shooting people. Let's find a tree, take care of it.
So there's a couple of things I want to send you on. So down on State Street, which is
Yeah, the next street
the
down.
next one, and Central's just below the
Right.
house, right?
Yep.
But this says, did y'all know that this is Old Capitol Building, and I want to research it.
Ooh.
It says State Street in Cumberland. But Knoxville was the capital of the state before Nashville was.
Yep.
So I'm sure that building, I know that building's gone, but I just wanted to
I wonder if there's
Sta-
any remnant or any kind of a marker.
Statehood Day comes up on, I think, the 31st of May,
Yeah.
toward the end of this month. And I've got the shirt from last year, and there's only 5 cities that were state capitals.
Is there no marker and a historical marker down here? That's really strange.
And then the last two are,
She's your responsibility.
that's a hospital. Down,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
down on,
no.
Yes.
What's that?
I'm her responsibility.
No,
the
the,
next one is a hospital.
Down on
corner,
Central
also
Avenue?
on the corner of Cumberland and State. And I think it was right on this corner.
huh.
It was a hospital. And the General Hospital opened in 1902, so it was
Right.
a hospital down
So
there.
it must have been the hospital before the general hospital.
And then it was a mission home. So,
Because we did the general
Yeah,
hospital
'cause
already.
that's what it comes up as, Robert Strong Mission Home.
yeah.
Because we did the general hospital
And it
already.
served as a hospital before, yeah. Yeah, we did General Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about the clinics over there across on Church Street
Yep.
and the medical arts building.
Wow.
So. And it was apparently designed by Thomas Hope, this building. Ramsey House. And I think it was right on that corner, but I don't know which way it faced. It looks like State Street's going down, so it looks like that is, we're looking up into the side of it.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting to see what Cumberland looked like from Central all the way up.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of see it.
Well,
It's
you
down
can,
the
yeah.
hill, and there was neighborhoods down
Right.
Well, somebody asked why this is West Cumberland.
there. Central Street is the divider.
Oh, that's right. They got all divided up.
Oh, they just
okay.
It joins together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's it. What do y'all think?
Impressive.
What's your favorite street so far? And do you like this format that we just did?
I like the
I
format.
like the form.
You like
Yeah.
the format?
Yeah.
And then we can look at their phone.